In today's breakdown, we're going to be talking about Love Island Season 7. Never in a million years did I be thinking about making a video about Love Island, but here we are. In the first part, I'm going to be talking about all the couples and my opinions about them. For number 2, I'm going to talk about all the dramatic recouplings and dumpings, what I thought should have stayed, or what I thought should have been packed up out of there. And then for number 3, I'm going to talk about all the mess that was at the reunion. Sit back, grab your popcorn, because it's going to be a long video.
I'm a mommy.
Mommy?
I'm a mom.
Mamacita.
If you see me looking to the right, I got my notes all on my phone. So for the first person I want to talk about is Yelissa. And I actually really liked Yelissa. I feel like she was super duper pretty and then she got packed up. And Like literally when I just finished watching like all the episodes of Love Island, I wasn't playing. I was in the shower, watching it while doing my homework. And I was just listening and watching it. And I was like, when they got to one of the episodes they did the recoupling, I said, wait, Ace by himself, what happened? And I'm watching it late. I didn't watch it when it first came out. So I had done my research and I said, ooh, now they done got her. I said, well. Well, I guess that was for Yelissa. And then for another person we're going to talk about is Ace. Now, we're going to get all the way down into Ace, but I just wanted to keep it down at the couples. And so I had that he was with Yelissa. I thought that was cool, but like I said, they took her. Amaya, I really did not like Ace with Amaya, only because, like, I could understand what Ace was saying when he was like, he wasn't necessarily comfortable with her, like, calling him babe and stuff. But my thing was, like, we're gonna get to Amaya too, but like I love sensitive people and I kind of hate when people don't know how to like talk to sensitive people or they don't know how to like treat sensitive people. And I just feel like he was so harsh to Amaya. Like I could understand it's Love Island, you're not gonna click with everybody, you're not gonna have that bond with everybody, but it was just the fact that I feel like he was so harsh for her. And then like later down the season when Brian spoke up for her and he was like, you know, that's what we do in our households and you know and stuff, and I'm like, see, but it's like it wasn't even that, it was just like that's like her character. And I feel like low-key Ace was like literally just hating on her character. He wasn't letting her be her, in my opinion. And then Shelly, of course, like Black Love, I liked him and Shelly. I know they've broken up way after and stuff, but I really liked them on the show. I mean with the whole, we get into this early, I'll let me know down in the comments how y'all feel about them like already knowing each other. For me, that really wasn't too serious. I mean, I can understand the whole point of Love Island is for it to be random. So it's like, it's the fact that they kind of know each other. And then it's like, Ace kind of had his eyes on her the whole entire show. So it's like, I guess I can maybe see the issue. But then it's like, at the same time, it's like, they had different girls, different bombshells. So at the same time, it's like, if Ace wanted to go for something else, he could have. You know what I mean? I don't know why they broke up. Like I said, I just finished watching it like a couple of days ago and I just wanted to film this. But I mean, I really liked them throughout the whole show. When they were in the hideaway, they were super duper cute and stuff. I really liked them. We're going to get into their drama later with a bunch of stuff. But I don't know. I really liked Ace and Shelly. I follow Ace. I think I followed him before Love Island and then I still follow him now. I feel like he wasn't that bad of like a character and all that. Like I said, we'll get into the dumpings and stuff. But I just feel like he was like overly hated in my opinion. So, but yeah, that was for Ace. And then the same thing with Shelly. Shelly is bad. What is it? Shelly's a bad thing, okay? Shelly was looking too good to show. I'm sorry. But to talk about Austin, I had liked her about Austin, but I'm not gonna lie, she did kind of play, just because it was the fact that it was like, like just looking back, like Ace was this was the part I didn't like. We're gonna get into Austin. But it was just, this is the part that I didn't like the most. It was just because it was like, I low-key feel like Austin kind of let Ace walk over him. And at the end of the day, it's like, you know, they always say like women are the prize. We got to catch the women. So it's like at the end of the day, he's just the better competition. He got Shelly. Like, you know what I mean? Now, yes, did Shelly play a little bit? She did play. Okay, Shelly did play sometimes because it's like, girl, you knew who was better the whole time. I don't know why she was playing. Girl, you needed like Austin. Now, did they have a friendship? I think she said in the show like a platonic bond. Like, yeah, I could see it. But it's like, girl, you knew you liked Ace from the beginning. I feel like she played with Austin. But to see when Ace would kind of be walking over Austin, doing little things, and then Austin getting all mad, that joint used to be killing me. So, but that was for Austin. And then for Shelly and Ace, same thing I kind of said for Ace. Like, I really liked them together. I liked them when they were in the hideaway. Black Love, like, I'm rooting for my people. So that was for Shelly. Then for Austin, to go into the couples, like, I know Austin, I don't have it on here, but I know he's talked to like some of the Casa girls and stuff. I just feel like Austin was like I feel like he was just a little bit boring in my opinion. Like, I don't know, I just feel like he was just to himself. I mean, I know people had liked him, but like I said, to go back to the Ace and Shelly thing, it was like, I felt like he wasn't taking those extra steps, you know what I mean? Like Taylor was doing it. I mean, people were just taking so many extra steps to like get their girl, and I just feel like Austin was just there, you know what I mean? Even in Casa, it was just like I don't know, like, of course I'm not the girl, so I can't date the man, I can't date the nigga, so I don't know, but it's like, I don't know, I just felt like he was just kind of like chilling. I remember literally at some point he was like, oh, why he's still on the show, like literally. That's like, I don't know, I just felt like, I don't know, him and I think one of the Casa girls, I can't even remember her name because I don't even think she was like, it was that important and deep. I think maybe it was Jaden, but then even with him and Shelly, it was just like, I just feel like he wasn't really doing nothing. Like they did kind of get friends. Now let's get into Hurricane Huda. Now Huda. Because see, before the show, I was really trying to give Huda some grace. Mainly just because of the fact that it was like, you know how the internet do. So a whole show, I'm trying to give her grace. I'm like, okay, she's taking accountability. But I'll be honest, I'm not even trying to ridicule her. She was doing too much. There were so many times like I got on here when she had talked to Jeremiah. And like, I don't know, I just don't like, I mean, we're gonna get into Jeremiah too. He's the next one. We'll get into Jeremiah too, but I just feel like Huda, like, especially when she was like, oh, you're a pussy ass bitch and all that. I'm like, girl,
who are you feeling like?
Bro, I was.
Who are you feeling like?
Girl, you on TV, girl, USA, girl, you can't be saying that. I'm surprised the producers ain't saying nothing to her or something. I'm like, girl, you can't be talking to people like that, girl. You talking about mommy mamacita, girl, you can't be saying that. I don't know, she was just kind of weird to me, like, I don't know, and then, I don't know, because then, like I said, I watched her call Her Daddy podcast, I might have to rewatch it and stuff, so, like, I was really trying to give her grace, but it was just certain things I just didn't like how she was, like, treating a lot of people on the show, because I think it was even Iris when they were first doing her challenge, she was like, oh, bitch, you need to stop and stuff. I'm like, damn, bitch, she can't, I mean, it was the same thing. Amaya came in, she was like, oh, I really don't like that bitch. That bitch weird. That be this, that be. I thought it gave girls a girl. What happened to that? I thought it gave girls girl. I could understand, okay, like, you're not immediately liking the bombshells, they're taking your mans, but I'm like, she would be cussing them out. I mean, it was just weird stuff. Like, I think Jeremiah had got pulled from a chat for somebody. She was walking back and forth. I was like, girl, can you chill? Okay, how are you, girl? It was the same thing, like, all the guys were talking, and she was sitting behind them, listening. I'm like, dang, so we can't pull people for no chats? What happened to chats? We can't pull people for no chats? Girl, what happened? I don't know, she was doing too much, and then Chris, I was trying to give her some grace, but I'm not gonna lie, I still don't understand the whole not wanting to kiss in public. Like, girl, what? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know, it was like I can understand when she was trying to take her time with like the whole Jeremiah and stuff, but at the same time it's like I don't know, I don't know, maybe I'm a dude and I don't get it, but it's just, still now I don't get it. Why couldn't she just kiss the man? That's all he was asking. I don't know, that part I still don't get. Them breaking up at the, we're gonna get there, but them breaking up at the finale, a mess. Like, I don't know, and even how she would go back and forth with him, the counting down in the bed. Girl, what? How was you cool? I'm serious. Then we're gonna be talking about Jeremiah. Same thing. Jeremiah, same thing. I followed Jeremiah before I even watched the show, and he's cool. He was doing his Christian stuff, talk about some books. I don't know what he was doing on Love Island. I love Jeremiah, but it was the same thing. Like when he was talking to like Huda, it was just like I don't know, it was the same thing. Like that was my biggest pet peeve. Like people would make comments, and this is what I was gonna say about the Ace thing. It was like people, like, I feel like, yes, okay, Ace might have been the main one vocalizing stuff, but I remember it was Alandra, it was Nick, it was Sierra. Like there were so many people who would make comments, and every time someone would make a comment to Jeremiah, he would get blowed. And I never that was kind of irritating me, because I remember it was they might have done one of the recouplings, and I remember I think Ace had asked, like, do you think you could explore someone outside of Hooded? And then he had put in the subtitles, he was like, oh, that's a dumb ass question. I was like, Jeremiah, that's a regular question. That's not a dumb question. And it was just like, oh my God, like he was, I don't know. I mean, it was literally like him and Hilda will always be like, oh, we're not closed off, we're open. And then people in the villa are like, oh, they closed off. And so that was my whole thing, like the love bombing thing. Like, I hadn't even been in a relationship, and it's like, you could see the love bombing, the love you, babe. It was the first episode. I said, y'all just walked into the villa. You just met this man. You just chose this man on the little circles. I love you. Oh no. And it was funny because I'm like, once people were saying this stuff on TikTok and I'm late and I didn't realize, now I'm like, oh, we just said love you on the second episode. We still got 5 weeks left. We didn't even did the first dumping or recoupling. Love you. Y'all not even exclusive. Y'all not close. Oh, hell no. So that's when I knew. Once I started to see the love yous, can't nobody make no comment about Hoodie. He getting irritated. He about to cuss the guy. I said, oh, this finna be a mess. But I mean, it was cool when he was dating Iris. We're going to get into that dumping. I mean, he seemed cool with Iris. Same thing with Andrina. He was trying to explore them. I feel like those weren't really the main parts I was focusing on. It was him and Huda. You know what I mean? They had a lot going on. I would say Bella was really nice. She was with Nick in the beginning. I feel like there's a lot of people on the show that were problematic and then unproblematic. I feel like I met Bella, I don't know the girl name. I think she was unproblematic. She was pretty. She was cool. We're gonna get into her dumping and her drama later, but I feel like she was cool. I don't really have nothing else to say about her. Nicholas, you know how you always have like those cool white boys? I feel like that's how Nick is. I don't think I follow him, but Nick seems cool. I feel like he was unproblematic. He was with Bella, Sierra, Alandria. Y'all let me know down in the comments, how did y'all feel about him and Alandria? I do think it was kind of funny that like they ended up getting together and they're together now. But it was like, if they didn't do that little spin, would they still have been together kind of thing, you know? That's kind of a little interesting. But I liked him with Bella. I don't think it was like, I don't know. I mean, with the show, even, and that was another thing I want to preface. I've never watched UK. I've only watched season 6. But when it comes to the show, it's like, there's always an accidental love triangle, and I remember she thought that he was like leading her on and stuff. I don't think it was really necessarily that. I literally think it just came down to love triangle. They did that the same thing in season 6. Like, it's a lot of the times people have two people they like, either if it's Casa for dumping or recoupling, and then either America chooses between those two or they have to choose. And it's like that for a bunch of them. So I don't think he was leading her on. But I do think it was just like a love triangle. Like, I don't think he was leading her on. And then Sierra, I had like Sierra. We can get into her too, so I think I her. But yeah, I mean, I liked her with Sierra. I thought they was locked in. Then she got snatched off the villa. And then Alandria. Same thing for Alandria. I follow her. One thing about Alandria, oh, she don't play. I'm talking about Essence, Oscars. Oh, she ain't play Golden Globe. See, I girl, no, that's right. Because one thing about it, I hate people who have the plan and the platform they still fund. They don't make the dog. You was on America's Biggest Dating Show. Girl, if you don't get that shit, get that coin. Girl, get that coin. But I really liked Alandria. You know, she bad as hell, looking good. And I had liked her with Taylor. We're going to get down into their drama as well. I picked Clark. But yeah, I mean, I liked her. My thing, because my roommate, I was talking to him about this video, and he had said that he had thought Alandria was boring, and I don't think it was like that. I think it was kind of like how Serena was in season 6, how like everybody was like, you need to drop her, Cordell, she's playing with you, leading her on, but she was a slow burner. I think it was like that. I don't even think she was necessarily boring. Because some people were saying that on social media. I didn't even think it was that. I just think she was a slow burner, because of course it's like when she got with Nick, she was doing it this way. I just think it was just the fact that I think they said that her and Taylor were coupled up for 6 weeks. So I just think she had all that time in between kind of thing. But I don't think it was necessarily anything too bad. And then same thing, she was with Nick. I liked her and Nick. I mean, they're together now, so I don't have much to say about them. Same thing, Taylor.
I picked Clark.
Taylor was with Alandria. I don't know, it was like when I was on TikTok, people making, I mean, I guess maybe they just didn't like him because I picked Clark. But Taylor was cool. I mean, he had dreads, tats, cowboy outfit. I don't know, I feel like Taylor was cool with the guys. I feel like I had no problem with Taylor. I feel like he was cool. Same thing with Alandria. I mean, I feel like him and the Clark thing wasn't really that serious. We're gonna get into that. I don't think it was really that serious, but it's like, I mean, if you like somebody else, you can't just be really too mad about that. So that's what I want to say about Taylor. Most of these, I guess I could just really fly through. Same thing as Sierra. She was with Nick. I really like Sierra. Her introduction as a bombshell was like killing me. I used to think, and I don't want to be mean, but I used to think everything she used to say was a little fake. So I'm like, she acting real. Like, I don't know. I feel like the stuff I feel like a lot of the time she was just agreeing with a bunch of stuff in the beginning of the season. I'm like, girl, can she say stuff she like? Like, I feel like she was just agreeing. Like, girl, what? Can you say something else? And Hannah and Charlie, I really liked Hannah. I mean, I feel like these two people, we can knock both of these people out. Hannah and Charlie, I feel like we're both unproblematic. I mean, I liked them as a couple. I mean, yeah, it was sad to kind of see them go, but I don't have really nothing to say about them. They were a nice couple. I mean, I feel like it's so easy to fly through the people that are like non-problematic. Amaya, I really liked Amaya. I hate how she was getting done throughout the whole season. Because I just feel like she was sensitive now. My other roommate here said that like, why she keep on crying? Now, I'm not gonna lie, at some point I was like, girl, Amaya, girl, if you cry one more time, girl, I'm finna skip. But no, I really liked her, especially at the end of the season. She started to get a little tough because I'm like, girl, don't let the niggas walk on you. Might get crying, girl, get crying. But no, I just really liked her. Like she said, sensitive gangster, and I feel like I'm like a sensitive gangster myself. Like I could definitely be a sensitive, so I really was like seeing where she was coming from with a lot of stuff. But she was with Austin, Ace, same thing. I feel like Ace and Austin weren't really treating her the best. Zach, I don't know why her and Zach were a couple for so long. I feel like he didn't like the girl, then towards the end he started to like her. I'm like, Zach, can you make up your mind? And then of course her and Brian won. I liked her and Brian. I know they're not together, I don't think, but I had liked them. Iris, she was with Jeremiah. I feel like Iris the same thing. Like some of these people we could really fly through. Like Iris was very unproblematic. I mean, I have nothing to say about her. She's pretty. Like she had nothing going on. Her and Pepe, I liked her and Pepe. Like I don't know, she was cool. Jalen, he was from I think he was Casa, or I think he was a bombshell. No, Jalen was a bombshell. Same thing. Jalen was cool. I always think about it like if certain things didn't happen, like if he didn't get eliminated or whatever, like what would him and Alandria have been? But I guess if it came down to the countrymen, I feel like I still would have chose Taylor over Jalen. Pepe, I feel like, for example, same thing. Pepe, he was cool. I really liked Pepe. His tats were tough. Same thing, Hannah, Grayson, Iris. I feel like I have nothing to say. Like, Pepe was just cool. Like, some of these people were just kind of cool. Andrina and Brian. And it was kind of funny, I remember they said this comment in the reunion, but I do feel like, and a lot of people have told me that I haven't dated, but it's like someone could be bad but kind of boring, and I feel like that was kind of like Andrina. I feel like she might have been a little bit boring, or maybe just her conversations, but like she was one of the prettiest people in there. That was just my comment. I had TJ on here. Oh yeah, TJ was cool. He was a cool little white dude, cool little white boy. I'd even put who he was. I know he was talking to people, but I don't have it on my list, my bad. Elan, I know he was a Casa boy. He was cool. Clark, I feel like Clark, at first I didn't like her just because of the whole Landry thing, but Clark's actually really pretty. I just follow her. Same thing, I feel like people are always gonna look at her a little sideways because she was a Casa girl, but I feel like she always stayed her place. I feel like I wouldn't say Landry was like disrespectful, but I feel like a lot of the times she really could have been like the B word, you know what I mean? She really could have been mean, raggedy, but she wasn't. I feel like she was cool throughout the whole show. Definitely, was there a lot of things where, I remember they said did they say that in the reunion where she made a bunch of faces, or that might have been somebody else, but it was the same thing. Like I feel like she was cool. Got Grayson on here. Cool, chill, pretty. I don't know, I feel like these people weren't problematic. And then we got Jaden, and then we got Chris, same thing, he was cool. And yeah, so that was it for this first part of just all the couples. I'm editing right now, and I just realized that I forgot Zach, and I think it was Vanna, but other than that, I think I got everybody else. Like I said, it's the first one, don't do too much. But same thing for both of them. I mean, I talked about Zach a little bit with Amaya. I just feel like he kind of played in the beginning. I feel like he played so much. But other than that, I mean, he was kind of cool. Him and Alandria, they had a little something, but I don't know. I feel like Zach overall played, especially at the reunion. And then for Vanna was cool. I don't know, it kind of looked like she got like Botox or something to her face a little bit. I'm trying to be too mean. But other than that, I mean, she was pretty. Her hair was nice, but I mean, she didn't really do anything. She was not problematic. So those are my opinions for those two. Okay, so now we're going to be getting more into like the interesting part, I feel like. So we're going to be talking about the dumping / votings. And I'm going to just read on here, especially because I'm a year late, so y'all probably might not even remember. But the first thing I had to is Bella gets sent home. Like I said, I don't think Nick was leading her on. I just think it was just like a love triangle. Yes, I do think maybe Nicholas could have been clear with his intentions, because you could clearly tell if you watched the show, he was a lot interested in Sierra. That was a no-brainer. I remember, I think they just kept kissing a bunch of times, like outside of the challenges. I don't think he was leading her on, but I remember they did kiss that one extra time before it, and that's what I was like, he could have cleared up his intentions, because I think Bella battery. I think she just thought because they had kissed right before that recoupling or dumping, that she just thought he was going to choose her instead of Sierra. But it's like, I don't know if you watched the whole thing. Like I said, we weren't there, so I'm not going to try to be too parasocial. But it was just like, I feel like it was clear and day. He was way into Sierra. So this was a big part for me. And this is why I was like, people should have locked in. When it came to the Jalen versus Huda dumping, this is where Huda should have took her ass home. I'm not gonna lie. She should have been packed up. Because if I have it right on my list, I think this was right after the Jeremiah explosion thingy or whatever. I think I might have it right. Hopefully I'm not wrong. But she should have went home, because like I just remember, I think this is exactly where the Jeremiah thing happened. So she should have took her butt home, because I'm like, she shouldn't have been talking to people like that and all that. And then it had killed me, because it was all the people that stood up behind her like Ace. I remember they tried to do that little hand thing and he had pulled away, but it was like, why would you stand behind her? Like, that didn't make any sense. That's why I was like, what? Why would he be standing behind her? No, like, that was one part. Huda, she should have went home. Hannah goes home. And for this, I mean, I kind of understand what they were like. Okay, I think she was just talking to Pepe at that point. I wasn't really that too pressed, because it came down to Amaya and Iris, and I do agree. Amaya, she did try to explore everybody. Like literally on my list, she had like 4 or 5 people, so I really wouldn't put Amaya there. Same thing, Iris. I think that's when Iris just walked into the villa, so I didn't see a point of Iris going home. I gave Hannah 2, and then y'all know in the reunion, I'm going to say that part, they ended up showing what ERYKAH had voted to Jeremiah and them, and I thought that was very, very cool that they did that, because it was almost like Alandra said, they were going to get ridiculed anyways because you're voting people off, but it was the fact that ERYKAH wanted it anyway. So I'm like, I didn't see that being an issue, especially because like ERYKAH voted that way, so I feel like it didn't matter. It's like, it just equaled it out. Like, they made the right choice. I think Jeremiah should not have went home, because even especially Austin, there was literally a point in the show, I think he was doing the love, what was he doing? He was in Casa, they were doing that little love box thing. He was like, I don't even know if I made it here. And I think Austin should have went home, because if I had the timeline right, that is also when him and Amaya were just having their fallout and stuff. And it was like, he had a weak couple, but he was staying. And I feel like Jeremiah and Iris were just doing stuff. So I wouldn't have sent Jeremiah home. It should have been Austin. Austin wasn't really doing nothing the whole show anyways, and I don't know, I feel like, especially with Jeremiah's personality, I low-key think he would have maybe made it to the final 4. I don't know if I would say he won, but I feel like I could have maybe seen him making it to the final 4. So I don't think Jeremiah should have went home. Alandria had got voted off. I remember people saying in the comments, they're like, oh, she should have been off the show then. I mean, that is kind of interesting. Like I said, she was one of the most famous people from it. She almost got voted off. I was sad that she had got voted off. I'm happy that she had came back, but that was kind of sad. Also, I thought the switcheroo at the villa was very interesting, because I was always wondering how Clark and Taylor got together, and I have found that so interesting. It went from Coco to Ace, and then Taylor to Clark, and I thought that was just very very interesting, because I was like, I just didn't think that they were gonna like keep on going, and then I ended up leaving Nick vulnerable, and then he had got dumped, so I thought that was kind of cool. And like I said, I thought they had gotten together, but also put in the comments, do y'all think they should have gotten eliminated? Now, Clark instead of Alandria, I don't really think it was necessarily that deep, but then I could kind of understand, like I said, Landry's frustration, because it's like they were together in there for 3 weeks, but it's like you can't really get mad at Taylor. I mean, it is Love Island. If he just liked the girl more than Alandria, I feel like we really can't disrespect him or shade him too much. That don't kind of make any sense, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I mean, he has to go with his gut. If he liked her, he liked her. But once again, I just feel like it was one of those love triangle things. It was almost the same thing as like when I remember Cordell brought Dia back and Serena was there, but it was more to like kind of like test that connection type of thing. But at the same time, it's like if Cordell maybe felt something and he was testing it, I don't think it was an issue. So I think it was kind of like that. But I do understand frustration, because I think he did say something like he was trying to explore both, but it didn't give that on the screen either. She said that it gave, you could tell he liked Clark a lot more. It's the same thing with Sierra and Nick. Like you could tell somebody was more interested in the other. So that's what I would say for that. So I put Elan on here. He got eliminated, same thing. I don't think he was exploring people that much, so I don't really stand on that. I wanted to talk about the stand on business killed me, but I also wanted to y'all's actual opinions. Did y'all think it was better to do movie night or stand your business? I think I still prefer movie night, only because of the fact that it's like it's easy to write something down, but I feel like the people are able to actually see on screen, and it's like, girl, what you said that? Nigga, what you said that? When you said that? And then, you know what I mean? And then even seeing the video, it's like, you could know exactly when they said it, time and place. Like, I don't know, especially at the reunion, I feel like it was a lot of he said, she said. So, like, I think if they would have did movie night, it would have been good. But stand on business had killed me. I'll pop on the screen, because, like, Pepe, he over there looking red hot, veggie tail, red hot fries, hot tomato, tamale. Pepe, you know you wrote that doggone note. Why is you looking scared? He was like, he looked around, he said, Pepe, yo, big ass, big muscular, tall, 6 foot, tatted up. Pepe, why is you looking scared? You know you wrote the note. That was my thing that was killing me on the what's that? That was the thing that was killing me on the stand on business. Like, people weren't saying who they wrote. The same thing as her. Girl, you know you wrote that letter about that girl. Why you ain't said it? Like, I thought it gave stand on business. Why you ain't get that letter? Why you didn't tell her? What happened? Hey, hello, what happened to that? Well, also, same thing. I feel like everybody was doing too much when Amaya was up there. I didn't like that. Like, y'all know that girl's sensitive. Y'all know she cried over everything. And then Ace and Zach jumping her. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Austin, this is when Austin really, and like I said, Austin should have went home. Because I don't know what it was. He did the same thing in the reunion. Austin, it's like, he must don't like confrontation. Every time, because I remember him and Ace were going back and forth. He always want to act scary. And I'm like, Austin, like every time I remember Amaya jumped in, he was like, Austin, if you're gonna pop it, pop it. Like, I don't know, Austin was starting to blow me, because I feel like he was just acting slow. Like, Austin, you wrote the letter, you making the comments, what you got to say? Answer it. What are we doing here? Like, I don't know, they were killing me with that. It was just like, why would y'all write the letter and then be pressed when someone addresses it? You wrote the letter, you put your name. They gonna raise their hand and be like, oh, I wrote it. And then be scared when they check you. I mean, you wrote the letter. This part I didn't think was unfair, but it was the Shelly blowing up on Huda. I think this part was unfair, because I understand the whole Ace and Huda thing. They talk about this in the reunion. I understand the whole part, because when they played the clip in the reunion, it was like, okay, girl, she was doing a whole routine. But I don't like, even in real life, I just don't like it when people bottle things up and then like they kind of like explode. Sorry, my eye at you. And they kind of explode and they just like bottle things up. I didn't like that, because it was like, once again, it's like, girl, you been feeling that ways. And I understand staying in your business, that's what it was for. But it's like, girl, you been feeling that way. And then to blow up on her, it's like, okay, I can understand everybody might not like Huda. But I didn't think that was fair, because it's like, girl, you could have said that before the thing. It was a lot of people who said that. It was like, so y'all wait to stand. So they didn't have to stay in y'all business. Y'all just was never going to stand on business. Oh, okay. Landria, when she was like, oh, so we're going to tell the class? I said, girl, why would you say it? Allergia killed me. But it was the same thing, like, with the whole bringing Chris back, but you kissing him, you wouldn't want to, girl, bye. I didn't know. They could have wrapped that part up. For another thought I wanted to put was when Clark and Taylor had got eliminated. I mean, I don't know, I'm still here or there, like, especially the fact that Chris and Huda had broken up, which was a dog on the mess. That spot definitely could have either been for Clark, Taylor, or Shelly and Ace, so I feel like they played with that one. But I wasn't really too upset because they were already closed off, so it was like, I mean, it definitely would have been cooler to see if they would have made it to the final four and if they could have been second, third, or fourth. But same way, I mean, they had each other, so I think that happened in season 6 where someone got, it was like Kayla and Aaron. It's like they already had each other, so I wasn't really like too pressed about that. I want to talk about Ace and Shelly. Same thing about them. I feel like, I was gonna say I think that was racism, but no, I think people are just getting their get back from Jeremiah. I was, like I said, I didn't have TikTok and stuff then, so I don't know exactly what they got voted off, but I think that was just kind of dumb, especially like I think they just went to the hideaway before they showed they're strong of a couple. Once again, I mean, they had each other, so I was like, it's okay, but same thing is like, especially because Chris and Huda played going into the finale, that spot really could have been for Shelly, Ace, or Taylor and Clark, and I think that would have been a really cool like mashup. I still feel like Amaya and Brian would have won, but it's like, I feel like it would have just been different to see like or even if Clark and Taylor could have had a date and Shelly and Ace, I mean, that would have been interesting. Chris and Huda played. They wasted that whole spot. And so I'm like, that could have been there for an actual couple. Huda and Chris literally played. They had broke up for literally a dumb, I mean, it wasn't a dumb reason, but still, it was just the fact that, like I said, I just feel like they waited and they played bad. Like, that whole thing was a mess. Him not letting stuff go. Can you carry me? Count 1, 2, 3. They overly played. And that's when I was like, I just think she was just doing too much. Like, I don't know. It was like Jeremiah was doing everything and she was still pushing him. Chris is kind of taking it slow, but he's not doing enough. Like, I didn't really get her. I just felt like she played down. Like, she played down. I don't know what she was doing. And then I was happy Amaya and Brian won. I, of course, knew they won before I watched it, but I had really liked them just because Brian was very unproblematic. Amaya was unproblematic. And then plus, like, Amaya got done wrong the whole entire show. Super nice. And yeah, so that was for the second part, and now let's get into the reunion. Now let's go into the reunion. And so the reunion killed me when I wish I could put all the clips in here. It killed me because Andy messy boots. You know, you messy. But he was like, oh, so how is it when you and Chris are friends? And then Huda said, fine. And Chris, weird. I had to pause. I feel like I got too much secondhand embarrassment. I said, I can't watch this. I said, there's no way it's going to be like this. I have to pause this. And then he was like, it's weird, just weird. And then it always kills me when they do reality TV and they get the raw moments. Like, Hood over here looking. Amaya and Brian, why y'all being messy trying to look? Stop looking. That part had killed me and I was literally dying. I never understand this, and this is why I was telling about the Austin thing. Like, even in real life, that's why I've never been in like drama for real. Cause I don't like it when people be like popping it, but like, it's like, how you gonna pop it on the net, but you ain't gonna pop it in real life? If you gonna pop it, pop it. And I just didn't understand that. Like, I feel like a lot of the issues were like people were saying stuff they said on Instagram Live, TikTok Live, and then it killed me because at the end of the show, Ariana announced that there was gonna be a reunion, and so it was like, why would y'all be popping stuff before the reunion and them not thinking they not gonna ask? So I didn't understand it. It was a lot of, oh, someone left a comment, someone liked this. Y'all know the people watching. Why? I feel like people was just playing, being messy. Same thing. I want to get on Austin behind too, because Austin butt should have been wrapped up. He over there, he was cracking, lying, dancing in that waiting room. Austin, so why won't you laughing and cracking in that villa? Austin, come to the front. I feel like Austin just, I don't know. I just don't like as a confrontation person myself, I don't like when people are like that. It's like, if you're going to be saying stuff, say it. Like, say it for all of us to hear. And it was the same thing, like, when he had got it, he talked about some, I'm like, is he slow? Is he okay? Like, I don't want to be mean in case he got something going on, but it's like, Austin, are we here? And literally, they were like, brain fart, like Austin played. He was playing the whole show. Then, then they got into Taylor and Alandra. I can kind of skip that part, but it was the same thing. Like, I just feel like she was a slow burner. I don't think she was really boring. I know what she had said was the physical attraction part. I guess I can kind of see that because, like I said, I mean, they've been kissing and talking for 3 weeks. It couldn't have been physical attraction. I just don't think he had like that initial spark. But to say physical attraction is kind of crazy. I don't think, because like even when they would do the challenges, he would be like, "No, don't be kissing my girl." So it's like you liked her. So I think physical attraction was crazy. This is another part that had come in when he was like, "Alandra, you know you stole my dog." And then Alandra and Nick, everybody look at Shelly Ace looking, "Why y'all being messy? Stop looking." I can't stand when they do that. Why is y'all looking around being messy? Stop looking. And that part killed me. I talked about actor. Oh, this was the thing, the Coco and Alandra thing. This was kind of dumb. But it had come in because when she asked all the Casa girls, she was like, "Was I staying in the office?" They said, and I said, and I know that's right, check them. Checked. She just checked you. Check them. No, she didn't say that. Thank you. Write this part on up. I was like, ooh, not Alandra just checked her. And I didn't understand that either because it was like it was the same thing. It's like, Coco, why would you say that? No, like the fans are watching. I don't know. Coco was being messy. You two, and then I'm like, girl, you too pretty and bad to be being messy. Girl, stop. Me personally, I wasn't there in real time. Y'all let me know how bad it was. But like when they were talking about Alandra on George Floyd's face and Shelly and Alandra bullying, that was pure racism. I had put that in. Oh, this is the part underneath. It was the same thing. Huda saying she was bullied. Girl, you finna irritate me. Huda being bullied. Mind you, some part in the show, Nick literally said, "I'm intimidated of you. You calling Jeremiah a pussy ass bitch. You're a pussy." Girl, you was bullied. Girl, you was bullied. Every time she was with, "Bitch, I love you, girl. Bitch, you know I love you." I didn't mean it like that, but you know I love you. But you was bullied. Girl, bye. Like, how was you bullied? Who got bullied? Every time someone got voted off, she crying, she hugging them, but you got bullied? Then it's like, the two pretty dark-skinned women. Yeah, I'm not trying to put a black card, but it's like, of course, they're the main target, and there ain't nobody gonna stand up for them. Girl, you was not bullied. Stop. And this was this is the part I was gonna bring up earlier too. Is exactly when she had wrote that letter. So you had wrote that letter knowing you was being shady, knowing you was being weird, but you was bullying, but you got bullied. Girl, be for real. You did not get bullied on that show. Stop. She did not get bullied. Oh, I feel like this was another thing. I feel like the Huda and Huda and Shelly thing, I didn't really get this either because it was the fact that she was like, she had did it for you. I still think that whole part, I feel like I just watched it and I still was confusing because it was like, I low-key want to, like I put on here, I low-key want to back her up for her intentions, but at the same time, like, Shelly, if you weren't messing with people, you didn't like what she did, it's just kind of like, you should have just said that, because even when they showed the clip, it was like, okay, yes, you can see Shelly was hesitant, but you still said, okay, we'll do it. It's like, I don't know, it's like, yeah, I could have been doing too much, but I feel like we can't really blame that whole thing on her, because her intentions did make sense, but it just comes down to like, Shelly, you should have just said that, you know what I mean? Like I said, we weren't there. Maybe she told her multiple times. Maybe she said there was different conversations than just that one clip, but still, it was like, okay, she was hesitant, but you still can't give someone the green light and the go and you hesitate. You should have just said no. Like, that's just what I think that's all Shelly had to do was like, girl, I don't want Chris here or something. And like I said, mind you, she knew she loved Ace the whole time. So I really just didn't see, like, I feel like they could have wrapped that whole part up. They could have cut that all out there. Oh, this was my thing. And I think, I mean, even thinking it now, did she even drop nothing with Netflix? I don't know. I have to go back. Maybe y'all let me know. But it was the same thing. This is the one thing I think actually was blowing me, especially because Huda seemed so problematic inside and outside the villa. All of her answers gave PR down. I was like, damn, bitch, she must got a multi-million-billion dollar deal with Netflix. I'm like, every time somebody would ask her about something, then she would, yeah, that happened, but I'm changed. Is this wicked changed for good? But I put that behind me. I'm past that. Girl, no, you can be past after the reunion. I wanna know what happened. I've healed, but that's behind me. Yep, I did make some mistakes, but you know, I've apologized. I moved on. Those are behind me. I'm talking about every answer she gave. It was PR down. I'm like, girl, can you give us a little something? It was PR down. I'm like, oh my God, they got her. She only got out it was only a couple of weeks. They got her. Like, she couldn't give anything. Even Andy was like, how did you, he was like, so you healed in a month? Can you tell us? Like, it was like, I don't know, it just didn't make any sense. She was being so vague with nothing with her answers, and I feel like she was one of the main important people that like contributed to a lot of stuff in and out the show, and to just be like, I feel past that. It's like, yeah, you can heal, but can we still talk about it? Can we still talk about what you did wrong? Like, I don't even know if it would be, I remember they were saying Huda versus accountability. No, I feel like it would be Huda versus an answer. Huda versus PR. I was like, dang, like, she PR'd down. She can't give us nothing. This part was killing me, but it was like, it was Jeremiah knowing his behavior, but trying to argue the definition of love bombing killed me, because it's like, Jeremiah, you still love bomb. But he was like, oh, I didn't manipulate, though. Jeremiah, you was still doing too much. It's still wrong. What are we arguing here? That part really killed me. I just felt like that part, it was some certain things in this reunion. I'm like, we could have just wrapped this on up, because it was like, that just didn't make any sense, because he was like, Huda, did I love bomb you? But it was the same thing. It wasn't just Huda. Like I said, it was the simple things, like when ASAP gave his comment, he was like, oh, that's a dumbass question and all that. And he was like, oh, y'all politicking who I can talk to? Jeremiah, that's not it. You know what I mean? That's not it. I felt like, I don't know, it was like he gave there and just, he was like, yeah, like he literally said like, oh, I didn't love bomb you, but I loved you too fast. I'm like, Jeremiah, ain't that the damn same thing? Like, that was really killing me. I was like, you could have wrapped that up. The pancake thing, like, literally, like, the pancake. She was like, you're not holding me enough. And mind you, she was like, I want my man obsessed with me. It really gave Jeremiah was already obsessed with you, love bombing you. But then when you start getting irritated and stuff off of a pancake, that's when he had pulled back. But I was like, girl, what are you talking about? She was starting to blow me. Oh, it was the same thing. Oh, because this is what I wanted to get in. Ace was not that bad. Ace was not that bad. I'm sorry. Ace was not that bad the whole entire show. I feel like it was just a hate train. It was the same thing like he said. Everybody was like, oh, you're the ringleader. But it's still the same thing. Most of the stuff for group decision. Those are grown men, like he said. And two, it was like, I think I could count it. He might have said 4 comments about Jeremiah Huda, which there was at some point. I'm like, dang, like he's still talking about them. He is making some comments, but at the same time, I remember at some point, Alandria made a comment, Nick made a comment, Sierra made a comment, Taylor made a comment, Ace made a comment. It was like, I feel like when people was posting it online, they made it seem like Ace was the only one commenting. He didn't. Literally, I remember, was it the Speakeasy or something, that little orange place? Taylor literally walked down the hallway, went up to her. He was like, what did I tell y'all about taking space? So he even said something. And then I remember even when Ace, he was like, hey, you think they together, whatever? He was like, oh, they closed off. You know what I mean? Yes, do I feel like Ace was the only one questioning it and being vocal about it? Yes. But to say he was a ringleader and just hating, no. Because he wasn't the only one making a comment. Now, yes, did he keep making multiple comments? I will say yes, I will agree. But he wasn't the only one to make a comment. He wasn't that bad. Huda, girl, you're weird. And then the same thing when they had that phone call, girl, you're racist, bye, you're weird, don't like her, I'm not following her. And yeah, so I think that's what it was. Ace was not that bad. Huda, you're weird. And yeah, I feel like this season wasn't that bad. Like I said, I've never watched UK and I've only watched season 6. I do think there was certain things I did notice, like they did go into Casa barely coupled up or like exclusive at all. And I'm like, I do think like they were still exploring going into Casa. And I do remember by season 6 because that was the thing too, like this Casa one wasn't really all that like Casa is supposed to be dramatic, or just compared to season 6, because it's like everybody usually is super duper closed off and then they would get pulled in Casa, and then when they do the full return, that's like the the jaw dropper, like when it was Cordell and Dia, because it was like Cordell and Serena have been together so much in the villa, so it was always supposed to be like that little jaw dropping moment. It wasn't really like that for Casa because it was like everybody was like not closed off. It was the same thing, like I think, who was it? Like, I remember Chris wasn't closed off or like exclusive going into the finale. I don't think Alandria and Nick. It was like, I do remember like Amaya, I think, and Brian were almost the only people that were closed off going into the finale. And nobody really else was. And so I could kind of see what they were saying because it was the same thing in season 6. Like, those people were all closed off till the finale. And it still kind of gave like, they were like exploring a bit or just like close connections but not exclusively closed off. So but that was on my notes. I hope this video was good. I literally like this is my phone. I literally had so many notes, so hopefully I was able to get into everything. This is my first review. Please let me know if you guys want more videos like this. I just wanted to be able to show my personality a lot more than I do. I just feel like on the vlogs, especially since it's supposed to give like aesthetic, I can't really show my personality on there. Like if it's a week in the life, I'm showing my week in the life. I can't really be goofy, make jokes and stuff. And then the motivational videos, it's like I do like to do, and I still will do them, but it's just like how much motivation y'all need. You got to be able to watch it. And I feel like I low-key be talking about the topics, just recycling them. So I've always wanted to do this. I will put this on my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm going to put this on my story. I'm also going to put this in maybe a post. But I want to get into like show breakdowns. I just watched Project Hail Mary with a friend. Absolutely love it. I want to break that down. So I just want to break simple things down. Euphoria came out today. I don't got an HBO account. I'm about to find somebody. But like Euphoria came out today. So I want to watch. I want to do a review on Euphoria. I think I'm going to do a full season 1, so I'll make notes as I go. But like Euphoria. So I just want to do different shows, different movies, TV shows. And so if you were going to recommend me for movies, I do watch like action movies, sci-fi, psychological thrillers, thriller horrors, but I watch stuff like differently because if it's like a rom-com, I've never watched a rom-com. You know, that'll be my first rom-com. Let me give an opinion. Same thing for shows. I watch like the Marvel shows, American Horror Story. So just recommend me anything, and then if it's a series and stuff, just try not to have it too long. And then animes, I watch a lot of animes, but watch it because I need to get into anime. I need to get back watching it consistently, so being able to like, I think, write stuff down and actually stay in touch will help that. But just the same thing like JJK just finished. I can do a full review on JJK. So this is gonna be a new little series I want to add. You know, I feel like my vlogs are super heavy edited, and then the sit down motivational is like self-help, but then I want to have fun. Like, I know that's another thing too, you have to have fun with the content. So I kind of these videos are going to be fun, supposed to be joking, and you know, light engagement. I'm gonna still try to edit and make everything interesting, but you know, it's supposed to be light and stuff. So but that was my season 7 Love Island review. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully I was able to cover all the topics. Let me know down if there was any party I missed or any voting or parts that I missed. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I was going to do like episodes, but I'm just going to start it off just for a good hook. So, but this was the first breakdown video, and hopefully you guys had liked it. Continue to like, comment, oop, I'm moving fast. Continue to like, comment, subscribe. Road to 700 subs, really road to K. I'm moving fast, wait. Continue to like, comment, subscribe. Road to 700 subs, really road to 1K. I cannot wait to see y'all in the next breakdown.